I'm Lawrence Rudnick. I'm now retired, so I am a professor of astrophysics emeritus at the University of Minnesota, and my main involvement with Zooniverse was through the Radio Galaxy Zoo. In my research, we take pictures of the sky using radio waves, so this is nothing that you can see with your eye. We see these objects in space and we don't know what they're associated with in terms of the things that we could see with our eye, like galaxies and stars and things like that. So one of the most important things that we need to do is to put those pictures together, put the radio picture together with an optical picture or sometimes an infrared picture, and figure out what goes with what. There's sometimes just blobs that we see. We're not sure which blobs belong with each other, which make it a single complicated object. And what we find when we ask the experts is even they disagree. And so the idea of crowdsourcing this and getting lots of people to look at it and give their opinions and stuff was sort of an inspiration and a game changer in a variety of ways. Our initial project was very successful, but we have major new surveys that are going on now, and we cannot do them with a computer. We cannot do them with grad students. We can't do them with postdocs. We need the citizen scientists to provide the manpower. The experience to me was a very interesting one. I was not convinced when I started out that people who were not experts in the field could actually contribute in this way. But after reading a lot of the research and now experiencing it myself, it's been a surprise to me and a pleasant surprise to find how well the citizen scientists could do. One of our problems, a technical problem with the project, is that we would show people a picture of an area of the sky that had radio emission in it, and then we'd ask them questions about it. But people started noticing that that's not the whole story. You've cut off part of the source that belongs to this. And in fact, they were right. If you zoom out and take a larger view, you go, oh, we were showing them too small a picture. I wrote to several of these people and I said, how did you know? How could you figure out that there was something missing? And I was disappointed, but perhaps I shouldn't have been surprised. They couldn't articulate it. They would look at this picture and go, it just looked like something was missing. So it was clear that they had developed some intuition, some insight into what radio galaxies look like to recognize that we weren't showing them the right picture. We were just showing them a part of what was going on. One of the things that we would have the citizen scientists do is to put what we call tags on the object, and those are just descriptions. This looks like a double. This looks like a spiral galaxy. This looks like some kind of tailed source, something like that. They were seeing things in the images that may not have been my first impression as an expert. I was kind of already jaded in what I was doing. And then I realized we, inside the profession, have a real dilemma. We look at these radio sources and we try to name them what they are. And we end up in professional disagreements with one another about what the best way to classify things are, what box to put them in. And I had the insight, and I have since published this now, that was not the right way to do it. What we should be doing is taking the various descriptions, the various tags, and just piling them all together. And so I've written a paper, and it's really caught on now, that basically says use tags, not boxes. Let's not argue about what box to put it in. Let's use the descriptors to tell us what the source looks like, and it's the agglomeration of those descriptors that give you a full picture. I didn't even realize where the inspiration came from, but it almost certainly came from this Radio Galaxy Zoo experience. The whole experience to me is kind of a win-win-win. The science wins because it gets the citizen scientists to contribute in a meaningful way. Citizen scientists win because they are actively contributing. I, as a professional, win because I learn things from what they bring up, and I also have new ways of doing things based on the things that they've pointed out to me. So it's a win-win all around, and it's just been, and looking forward to the future, a great experience.